Formula One is not just about cars speeding at 200 miles an hour. It's about luxury, fashion, tech, and storytelling. In the last 5 years, F1 has gone from being a niche motorsport to a global marketing phenomena where the drivers are celebrities, the cars are billboards, and even Hollywood is on the action. So, how did this transformation happen? So this weekend, I watched the new F1 movie starring Brad Pitt, and it got me thinking. It wasn't just a film, it felt like a 2 hour global ad campaign for Formula One. And I thought, wow, this sport has really reinvented itself as one of the most powerful marketing machines in the world. This video, we are going to dig into how F1's marketing and branding has changed in the last 5 years, the Netflix effect that brought in millions of new fans, the sponsorship boom and why luxury brands are flooding in, the creative branding innovations from digital panels on cars to special liveries, how female fans and lifestyle brands are reshaping the sport, and finally, why F1 is now more than racing, it's entertainment, culture, and identity. So let's start with the biggest turning point, Netflix Drive to Survive. Launched in 2019, this documentary series completely changed how people saw Formula One. It turned engineers and drivers into characters. It showed the drama, the rivalries, the behind the scenes battles. The result? Millions of new fans, younger, more diverse, more global. Female engagement in particular exploded. F1.com recorded a 37% increase in minutes watched by women between 2023 and 2024. And the female fan share doubled from around 20% in 2019 to nearly 40% by 2022. Now that's huge because once you shift the demographics, you open the door to new sponsors, new experiences, and new revenue streams. So Netflix didn't just give us a show, it gave F1 a cultural reset. Now let's talk about how F1 went digital. So after Liberty Media bought the sport in 2017, they supercharged the digital strategy. Today, fans don't just watch races, they interact. F1 TV gives personalized streaming. Esports and fantasy leagues bring in younger fans. Push notifications keep fans updated minute by minute. And behind the scenes, tech giants like Salesforce are powering personalization. Their AI, Einstein, and Agentforce tailors highlights to individual viewers and helps team engage fans in real time. Formula One has basically gone from broadcast only to a hyper personalized entertainment platform. Now, sponsorship. This is where the money is. Between 2019 and 2024, one series sponsorship revenue doubled to $636 million. Team level sponsorship grew 60%, hitting $103 billion. Why? Because Formula One isn't just sport, it's luxury theater. In 2025, LVMH signed a $150 million a year deal with F1. Think about it, Louis Vuitton, Moet, Tag Heuer, the world's biggest luxury brands are now on the grid. And it's not just luxury. PepsiCo jumped in with a global partnership for Doritos and Sting Energy. The message is clear. Now, every brand wants a piece of Formula One's global stage. But here is where F1 gets really creative. Teams like McLaren are using digital panels on cars, ads that switch during the race. One moment it's Google Chrome, the next it's Android. Real-time sponsorship on wheels. And then there are special liveries, custom paint jobs with stories. Ferrari ran a blue livery in Miami to honor their North American legacy. Other teams use liveries to mark anniversaries or cross promotions. These aren't just cars anymore, they are storytelling canvases, a mix of sport, art, and marketing. One of the most fascinating shifts is the rise of the female fan base. Aston Martin, for example, built partnerships with beauty and wellness brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Elmis. They even created spa experiences and nail wraps tied to the team's identity. The result? Female fans now contribute around 80% of the team's commercial revenue. That's not just engagement, that's transformation. Formula One is not just cars and petrol anymore, it's beauty, lifestyle, and culture. So let's zoom out. The US used to be a weak market for Formula One. Today, it's booming. Thanks to Netflix, races in Miami, Austin, and Las Vegas, and smart partnerships, the US fan base has surged to 52 million people. But there are questions. Will this growth plateau? Some say dominance by a few drivers or the lack of an American champion could slow things down. Still, the US expansion has been one of the most dramatic success stories in modern sports marketing. And then we get to Hollywood. Apple's F1, the movie starring Brad Pitt, is not just entertainment. It's marketing on steroids. The film created a fictional team, APXGP, but tagged it with real sponsors like Expensify, EA Sports, Shark Ninja, and MSC Cruises. It even made them part of the story, turning brands into characters. Marketing was everywhere. A comedic skit at Apple's WWDC with an F1 car at Apple Park. Trailers released during Super Bowl and Grand Prix weekends. Even a haptic trailer using iPhone's Taptic engine. The film pulled in around $40 million in its sponsorship revenue before release. Think about that. A movie doubling as a global ad campaign for Formula One. That's not just sport. That's brand synergy at the highest level. So what's the big picture? From 2019 to 2025, Formula One reinvented its marketing playbook. Netflix turned the sport into storytelling. Digital platforms turned it into personalized entertainment. Luxury brands and sponsorships turned it into a global runway. Creative liveries and branding turned cars into moving billboards. Female fans and lifestyle tie-ins turned it into a cultural space beyond sport. And now, Hollywood itself is turning F1 into blockbuster promotion. Formula One today is not just racing, it's a global brand ecosystem, a mix of speed, glamour, and culture. As comfortable on TikTok and in fashion magazines as it is on the track. I'm Akanksha, and this is the Storyteller's Lens. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe and tell me in the comments, do you think Formula One is still a sport first, or has it become pure entertainment and branding? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.